We are officially halfway through 2025. I'm sure you've been wondering how it's been going for me. In January, I released a video about my goals for the year and how I plan to accomplish them. Today, I'll be letting you know how things are going. January started off strong. Like I explained in my video at the beginning of the year, I was organizing my schedule like a school semester. My subjects were the series I'm working on, More Than Conquerors, Christmas Realms Chronicles, and another secret one that I'm not ready to reveal yet. At first, I really enjoyed this block scheduling of my projects. One thing that helped is I was able to get an entire slew of these More Than Conquerors assignments done when my husband was doing a CrossFit competition, and that was to listen to all of the chapters my narrator was sending me for Secrets in the Shadows.
2, 1, go! Athletes underway here on the main floor. 21, 15, 9. Arm safety, burpees, and thrusters. Everybody's combo here.
In the following weeks, I was very thankful that I had the time to get all of those done, as it got a bulk of those assignments / projects out of the way. February was a month absolutely chock full of activities. I attended my first writing conference, LTUE, which was an amazing experience. I made a video all about it, and I will place the link for that video below. I spent the next week jotting down all of my thoughts on everything I learned at the conference, which set me back a little bit on my assignments and deadlines that I already had in place, but I really needed to get those thoughts out of my head. During February, I was also able to have a book release party for A Year of Miracles, which, if you don't know, is the third book in the More Than Conquerors series. If you missed its release, don't worry, I have an entire playlist of videos about how I came up with the ideas, the brainstorming, the plotting, planning, and finally the writing and getting it published. Throughout March, I participated in the Spring King's Daughter Writing Camp. I love being a part of this community. I had 2 goals during this camp. It was to continue doing the writing challenges I had placed on myself throughout this year so far. In January and February, I had 1K Wednesdays where I would write 1,000 words and then walk 1,000 steps. That way I was reaching both of my goals to write more and to be healthier. In March, I moved it up to 2K Tuesdays, so my goal was to get 8,000 words typed throughout the month. I also wanted to use this time at camp to connect with others. We did a character art swap, which was really fun. The final big thing that happened this month was I finally finished the Indigo Prince's diary. Years ago, when I first came up with the idea for the More Than Conquerors series, telling my mom all about this fictional kingdom that I had come up with and the backstory of how it was created. And she looked at me and said, "Why don't you just tell that story?" And I just laughed because I'm like, "Oh, Mom, don't you know? There's always a backstory. You don't have to tell that one." But then I actually thought it would be kind of fun. In The Forgotten Prince, there's a scene where Emmeline discovers a secret library, and the first book she pulls off the shelf is the Indigo Prince's diary. The Indigo Prince is the founder of their kingdom. So I thought it would be fun to recreate this diary and tell his story in a very unique fashion. If you haven't had a chance to get this book yet, I actually am giving it away on my newsletter. If you sign up, you will get a free e-copy of it. Or if you'd like a physical copy, it is now available on Amazon as well. April was when burnout officially set in. After pushing hard for 3 months straight, I finally started to feel the effects of my overly ambitious schedule. I was falling behind in all of my projects, and I lacked the energy to get caught back up. I needed to cut back. I'm moved all tasks from that secret project that I told you about just to a blank page in my calendar that hopefully at some point I'll have time to work on. As much as I want to work on it, I know that I need to prioritize the 2 series that are already out and that already have fans and people waiting for the next books in those series. With that being said, I was able to get one more thing done this month, which was to get Secrets in the Shadows officially on Audible. So now you can get both The Forgotten Prince and Secrets in the Shadows on Audible, and hopefully soon A Year of Miracles. But I'm gonna have to talk to my narrator about that, and I'll tell you more later. This month of Burnout has taught me that sometimes we really do need to learn from those around us, including nature. Nature has seasons. I'm always energized at the beginning of the year. There are so many possibilities, and I'm eager to work on my goals. Therefore, my productive and creative energies are always at their peak during this time. I thought I could arrange my life like a school semester in order to get more accomplished, but maybe I should pay more attention to my energy levels. At this point, I've set deadlines according to this schedule, so adjusting the tasks would be a tad difficult. For now, I'm going to push through and finish the written draft of the 2nd book in the Christmas Realm Chronicles so that can come out this fall. And I'm going to start working on all of the craft fairs that I will be doing during this summer season. At the end of the month, I attended my 2nd writing conference ever. This was the Ida Hope Christian Writers Conference. I am so glad I got to attend this one. It was amazing to meet other Christian writers in my area. I learned a lot and made new friends. I was really hoping things would go back to normal as far as my productivity in the month of May, but that was not the case. Trying to push through only seemed to drain me more. With the written draft of the 2nd book of the Christmas Realm Chronicles done, I've been trying to work on a short story for an anthology. This one is more of a true romance, which has been harder for me to write. So the process for this one has been a little slow going. I have had a few somewhat romantic subplots here and there, but they're never near the main storyline, so this one is definitely different. The other big project I've been working on lately is my special edition of The Forgotten Prince. This hardback edition will have a new cover, character art, and secrets about how I came up with my first novel. I'm so excited for this book to come out. The idea actually came to me when I was in high school, when I was first starting to write. In my choir class, we were required to turn in a journal every week, and in that journal, I'd write short stories. My teacher loved them. She constantly was writing me little notes back about how much she loved them. Well, my very last entry I called Author Secrets, and that's where I revealed everything. So I came up with some of the characters, or their names, or personality traits, and she thought it was great. She loved the fact that some of them she had even guessed because they were named after friends of mine or kids in our class or things at school. Since then, I've always wanted to do a special edition where I do the same for my novels. This special edition will only be available for a limited amount of time. The best way to keep up with how this is going is to join the public page on my Patreon. There is where you don't have to worry about it getting lost in the algorithm, as all other social media does. You'll get an email saying, hey, there's a post. So now that we're officially in June, I'm finally going to cut back on the amount of assignments I do for a summer break. A few projects that I'm focusing on, like finishing that short story, publishing the special edition of The Forgotten Prince, finishing the written draft of the 2nd book of the Christmas Realm Chronicles, and hopefully sending it to my editor soon. That might actually still sound like a lot, but trust me, it's a lot less than I was going with. If you follow me on Instagram, you may have seen that I have started a new way of selling my books at craft fairs. And that's by not just selling my books, but other books that are similar to themes and indie authorness and cleanliness and other things like that. And I am calling that setup the Cozy Book Cafe. just had my first trial at this and people loved it. So many people walked up and were like, "Where are you located?" I'm like, "Here," because right now this is what I'm doing. Maybe someday it'll become more, but we'll see. Throughout the summer, I'll also be reconsidering whether or not I plan to do an actual fall semester. Like I said, I did end up getting burnt out with this schedule, and so I'm just not sure if I should plan it out that way. I do normally have higher energy levels in the fall as well. I don't really know why, but I do. Maybe it's because I love the fall so much. I don't know. So maybe a fall semester would work. I'm not sure. And so I will be debating whether or not I'm going to do that or not, or if I will just take it month to month. The problem with doing that is that I am definitely a goal-oriented person. And so if I don't have the things planned out long in advance, then I worry that they won't get done. I'm truly thankful for everyone who follows me here on this platform. And I hope you are looking forward to what comes next as much as I am. Thanks for watching. Bye. This video about how normal as far as my going over all of my thoughts from that aside.